Another look at that spectacular play. Wauwatosa East. Chris Breyer will feed Steve Joswick.
He goes over the post, sees Joswick. Joswick does a heck of a job to get the ball to the hoop and a foul.
It's happening again to Madison LaFollette. Yesterday, outscored 18-9 in the fourth quarter. Today, they're outscored by 9 again so far. And near steal. Now the Flowers brothers control it. Here's Michael. 1:05 left. Foul. Ryan Fitzgerald. Let's take a look at free throw percentages. Michael Flowers, 79% of the year. Last night he was 1 of 3 from the free throw line.
May not be a bad foul at this point of the game.
Wauwatosa East now with 18 fouls, so it's a 1-and-1 situation for Michael Flowers. .55 Madison LaFollette. 52 Wauwatosa East. Nathan Brown will come back in for Madison LaFollette. Terrence Jackson to the bench. This to make it a 2-possession game for Madison LaFollette.
Big free throw.
Huge. 15 points, Michael Flowers. Under a minute. Freund against Henderson. Flowers stole it, but called for the foul. His second. Andy Freund now to the free throw line. He is a 71% free throw shooter on the season. Freund last night, as we said, was 10 of 12 from the stripe.
One of the situations where the Madison LaFollette got called for the foul when they were grabbing for the ball, trying to swipe it away.
Freund has missed both of his attempts tonight. And now 0 for 3.
Stay with the big fella. Stay at the line, shoot it, follow through, up on your toes. There you go.
56-53. Terrence Jackson back in. The chess match continues.
Offense-defense situations for Coach Nelson right now.
Here we go.
The 2-1-2, three-quarter court trap.
Now he's in trouble. Near steal. Jason Flowers, though, with it. He's triple-teamed and manhandled. They want to tie up this Tosa East, but Jason Flowers wants the foul, and he'll get it. Fouls on Joswick. Nope, make it 12. Alan Hansen. Again, Eric Nelson will make the move. Bring in Nathan Brown on defense. As Jason Flowers will go to the free throw line.
Why do you practice free throws after running sprints for 10 minutes?
You know, at the time you don't realize why when you're like a freshman in high school.
That's
but
right.
This is exactly why. Jason Flowers, a spectacular free throw shooter, makes the first.
Even feeling poorly, standing at the line, great shot.
He's battled through a lot this week.
Solid,
wow.
solid. Oh, and then he almost steals the inbound pass.
And takes a tumble.
Are you sure he's the one that's
he's
sick?
really sick. Yeah. Boy, we better get him some attention. 58-53. Time running out on Wauwatosa East. But remember, they pulled a rabbit out of the hat last night.
Oh, nice find.
Fitzgerald again. And a timeout.
Good timeout. Good timeout there by George Haas.
Holy smokes. Huh? He's having a career tonight. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
Success on the court is built on hard work, commitment, and support. The same values necessary to make Wisconsin's public schools great schools. Great schools place students in classrooms that work. Great schools depend on great teachers and staff. And ultimately, great schools benefit everyone. Please support the investments and initiatives that make our schools great, because every kid deserves a great school.
If you think we only offer insurance, If you think we only offer them innovative financial ideas, if you think we're only for farmers and ranchers, think again. Insurance, investments for everyone.
In Wisconsin, see your rural insurance agent.
Well, whatever happens the rest of the night, Ryan Fitzgerald is going to have a story to tell his grandkids someday.
I think the only thing he's done wrong that we've seen is to miss free throw.
Yeah.
I can't remember anything else that he's done wrong. He's
got to cut the guy some slack, I guess.
Yeah.
You know?
He's allowed that one after what he's done for his team.
Now LaFollette trying to hold on again. Foul. Alan Hansen. And they fouled the wrong guy. Here comes Jason Flowers, a 92% free throw shooter on the year. And what 92% means is that you make 54 out of 59 coming into the tournament.
Defensive substitution.
Jason Flowers looks to hit his fourth on the line to give LaFollette a 5-point lead.
Coast East with no timeouts left. Scored quickly here.
Hansen will try short. Rebound, Michael Flowers, and look out. Here's the exclamation point. Hello! Oh, terrible collision there. Both players appear to be all right. Michael Flowers hits Alan Hansen hard, but Flowers bounces up, and he realizes that the Lancers are going back to the state championship game. Here is what finishes the deal for Madison LaFollette.
Unbelievable. I just get a kick out of that every time.
Jonte Flowers puts it down 62-55. Now Hansen will go to the free throw line. Missed the first. 4 seconds left. Hansen has had a spectacular night again. 14 points tonight, 30 in the tournament. But it appears tonight it won't be enough. Brown rebounds. The seconds tick down. Lancers are going to the final. A fantastic effort by Wauwatosa East, but it falls 7 points short, and it was a lot closer than that. Final score, Madison LaFollette 62, Wauwatosa East 55. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station.
Big Mike's delivers.
American presents Tech Watch. The DVD player is changing the way we watch movies. You may not know that it's also the key that unlocks 6 channels of perfect digital sound, connected to a Dolby digital receiver and speakers, and voila, home theater. America knows home theater, and we've got theaters, plus dozens and dozens of home theater receivers, speakers, subwoofers, and packages. And American's got the answer to making home theater easy to buy. 0 interest financing till 2004, and the low price at American.
Do you want to buy from the #1 volume GM store in your market? Shop Madison? No way. The #1 GM store is in Janesville, Wisconsin. It's Fagan Chevrolet. Thanks to our many loyal customers for helping us to be the #1 dealer in the area. Are you ready to buy a new vehicle? For the biggest selection and best deals, visit the area's GM volume leader like everyone else does. Fagan Chevrolet Cadillac, 3601 East Milwaukee Street in Janesville, or on the web at faganchevrolet.com. Don't let those other guys tell you otherwise. We are #1.
Big Mike's delivers.
For the second straight day, Madison LaValette makes it interesting, but the Lancers again pull it out. Not at the buzzer this time, but pretty late in the game. 62-55. The click it, why risk it play of the game, brought to you by the Department of Transportation. Buckle up so you can stay in the game. And here it is, that clinching basket, the long lead pass to Jonte Flowers. Buckle up so you can stay in the game.
Your life is a road. You drive it. Seatbelts. You use them. Because seatbelts help keep you, your family, your friends safe. You never know when you might need them. Like when your ride comes to a sudden stop. So next time you hop in your truck, buckle up. After all, it's your life. It's your road. Make it a long one.
Jay Wilson and Joe Wolf back with you at the Kohl Center, where Madison LaFollette has just defeated Wauwatosa East to move to the Division I state championship. It's funny how numbers work out sometimes. Remember that situation with the foul, the technical foul, 4 free throws and a 3-point play. Look at the final margin.
Yeah, 7 points.
7 points. Now those weren't exactly the 7 points, but what a big turnaround in this game it was. But boy, you really have to take your hats off to both teams. I mean, Wauwatosa East, Ryan Fitzgerald was fantastic tonight for one thing.
Ryan Fitzgerald gave his heart out for Tosa East, as did Breyer. I mean,
yeah.
The kid pops his shoulder out, comes back in the game, does a lot of positive things for his team. And then you can't say enough about Jason Flowers. Sick, can tell that he's sick, and hits all the key free throws down the stretch.
But when Jason was walking back to the locker room, he and Eric Nelson, the head coach of LaFollette, were walking arm in arm, and you could just it was like reminiscent when that time Jordan was sick at Utah.
Yeah.
When he get back to the bench, he's just wagging his tail like that. But a gutty effort by Jason Flowers, and of course Quincy Henderson was spectacular tonight. Let's take a look at the highlights of the game. Madison LaFollette defeats Wauwatosa East in our Division I semifinal. There's Michael Flowers. Boy, Joshua kept Tosa East in the game with some big shots. There's a 3. And Michael Flowers again. He was on those breaks tonight.
Yeah, very much under control.
Here's Michael wide open for 3.
Didn't have the rhythm in the first half, but really got it going in the second.
Well, speaking of rhythm. And the steal. Here's your guy.
Utility man does it all.
Yeah. Brought the whole 2 blocks tonight, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Tosa East just kept fighting away. Hansen for 3. The alley-oop.
My man, Mr. Smooth, finishing it.
This spectacular.
It's a great find by Gray.
And the clincher.
Push it home, baby. Go on and see it. You win the goal ball.
If you start saying freeze it, you're off the telecast. Final statistics: Wauwatosa East and Madison LaFollette shooting percentages even out for both teams. Madison LaFollette 16 of 17.
Jason Flowers down the stretch.
Boy, he was pretty even. Turnovers dead even. LaFollette made 4 3-point field goals to 2 for Wauwatosa East. Leading scorers: Ryan Fitzgerald, great night, 18 points. Hansen with 14, Freund with 9. For Madison LaFollette, Quincy Henderson, that was the pre-cornrow hairdo. 24 for him, he was marvelous. So was Jonte Flowers with 15 and Michael Flowers with 15. So here's Madison LaFollette, a great tournament tradition. They've won 2 state titles, 1977, 1982. They have team pictures hanging up in the LaFollette Gymnasium. And Jason Flowers, excuse me, the senior, told Eric Nelson when he was a freshman, I want to be on one of those pictures. Well, he's 1 step away from his dream coming true.
And he happened tonight. Big free throws down the stretch.
Okay, that's it for now. We'll be back with more from the WIAA tournament at the Kohl Center in Madison. But first, a word from your local station. This is your WIAA network station.
Toyota's nationwide spring event is a very good thing. With incredible values, great selection, and a remarkable 18 models to choose from. Like the new Camry, now with more style and even more value, with a price less than last year's model. No wonder the Detroit News called it the car of the year for 2002. It's like no other Camry you've ever seen. Toyota's nationwide spring event. A good thing.
Cub Cadet isn't like other tractors. It's better made, and it's dependable and lasts for years. Cub Cadet builds its tractors with welded steel frames and cast iron front axles, and we back them with a 5-year limited warranty. Call to find out about the complete line of Cub Cadets, including the all-new 1500 series, starting at our lowest price 2001 model.
Carl F. Stotts & Sons.
Carl F. Stotts & Sons, your complete Cub Cadet lawn and garden dealer, Highway 19, Wanakee.
Brighten up your morning with lots of great breakfast. Bagel sandwiches, breakfast platters, biscuits, fresh and only at McDonald's.
We love to see you smile.
Here's an extremely good deal. A McChicken sandwich, large fries, and a medium Coke. Just $2.
Back at the Kohl Center in Madison, where we are all collecting our collective breath right now. 62-55, advancing to our Division I title game, which they'll play of our final Division I semifinal this evening. Brookfield Central getting ready to take on Fond du Lac. Wow, what a first Division I semifinal we had. Well, our important role in allowing us to televise these state tournament basketball games. Let's take a moment to learn a little bit more about major sponsors, the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board.
Never worked on a dairy farm. You've never milked. But if you live in Wisconsin, you're in the dairy business. Impact the quality of your life. Do the money you and your future in ways you never think of. In you should know about. No other single product has more economic impact than milk. Dairy farming produces, and unlike many industries, most of the milk produced by local dairy farms stays in our local towns, and local businesses thrive. 1 in 5 jobs is the result of agriculture. Career areas, education to the biosciences. Today, dairying is the reason our state has 200 dairy product manufacturers, including some of the world's largest. And we have more than 1,200 licensed cheesemakers, making Wisconsin the #1 producing more cheese than most countries.
You think of 18,500 small businesses out there in the dairy farm. Those economic units out there are having multiple impacts on that local community.
Imagine if Wisconsin's dairy farms, marketers, and all other jobs in between the farm and the consumer were located outside our state borders. We would likely see communities chasing after those businesses, trying to lure them to Wisconsin. Just consider dairy farming's impact on industries you don't associate with dairy farming, like tourism. 99% of our dairy farms are family-owned. It's their quiet contribution to protect our rural landscape, Wisconsin beautiful, and a premier destination for millions of tourists, representing billions of dollars and thousands of jobs.
The urban neighbor that we have wants to see a rural flavor state of Wisconsin.
And Wisconsin dairy farm families open up their lands for others to enjoy. Fishing and snowmobiling.
On opening day of our deer season, 100,000 hunters take to the woods. Who feeds these deer all year? Who are the ones? And you know, if you ask those questions, and it is primarily farms in Wisconsin.
And how about the future? Industry has a big role. Wisconsin dairy product exports and technology keep us on the cutting edge of the global economy. And our dairy producers have invested more than $1 billion over the last several years in new technologies.
Dairy. In our great state, you will find an amazing infrastructure of innovative producers, marketers, and processors who guarantee consumers the best dairy product possible.
America's land is your land. So make it your one dairy products.
And welcome back. And we are between games of our Division I semifinals. Madison La Follette a trip to the Division I state Central, and Fond du Lac waiting to decide who will play our next game. Now, WIAA Network. That also means a local news break. But first, we're going to sell some videotape. We're going to sell some videotape. That's what we'll do. If you caught about that, folks, but we're going to sell some videotape. Some of our chance to set the VCR and finishes down here. Some upsets and some near upsets. If you missed them, well, send $29.95 to and $3.75 for shipping and handling. Call numbers you see on the screen. MasterCard or Visa accepted. Allow 4 to 8 weeks break. And as I said, for some of our a local break. Stay with us. This is your WIAA Network station.
Good evening, and thanks for joining.
And I'm Charles Benson. We'll get you back to the WIAA minutes.
First, we want to check weather. Ellen Shoemaker joins us now with a quick check on the.
We do have dry weather coming at us for the weekend. The clouds will break apart too. Your night down to 23 degrees, clearing skies, colder weather, and light winds. Tomorrow now, temperatures will warm up to near 43 in the afternoon. Plenty of sun, not only in Madison, but all across the state if you're doing traveling. So it's like a dry and milder weekend. Charles?
All right, thanks, Alan. Andrea Yates will face the next 40 years of her life in prison. The Houston jury that convicted her of capital murder in less than 4 hours took just 35 minutes to impose the life sentence, saying she society. In the courtroom, Andrea Yates showed little. She'll also receive psychiatric care while in prison.
The University of Wisconsin is getting some national coverage when it comes to academics. An article in today's New York Times features the UW budget blues as into higher education spending. Decisions to freeze undergraduate admissions and hiring at all 26 UW schools have left thousands of students, parents, and professors in a pretty tight spot. Although Wisconsin's budget woes similar to recent economic downturn happening across the nation, California and Florida have trimmed higher education spending in recent months.
It's time for Wisconsin to make some money-making decisions on a state quarter. A special counsel made recommendations to Governor Scott McCallum for the state's commemorative quarter. Now, your themes online at WDFI.org between now and April. The Wisconsin quarter, a program honoring each of the 50 states, is scheduled for release in 2004. Now be sure to tune in to 27 News at 10 after the boys basketball tournament tonight.
Good night, everyone.
Big Mike's.
Titanic. Experience the human drama and epic scope. Tony Award-winning Best Musical that has staggering impact on critics and alike. History in the stage.
Tickets available at 211 State.
This delivers the all-new Rendezvous. Drive. Now choose 0% APR, 2002 cash back. Move out of your old minivan and into a remarkable all Rendezvous. See your Southern Wisconsin Buick dealer.
Big Mike's delivers.
The 87th annual WIAA Boys State Basketball Championships are brought to you exclusively statewide by Marshfield Clinic. Care, research, and education since 1960. Are proud to be a sponsor of WIAA High School Basketball and wishes your team the best of luck. Save big money at Menards. Rural Insurance Companies, providing a full line of insurance products for Wisconsin's families and businesses. Milk from Wisconsin. Remember to grab a tall glass of cold milk at every meal. Got milk? The Wisconsin Education Council encourages you to stay involved and lend your support. Every kid deserves a great school. And by Wisconsin Technical Colleges, more vital to our state than ever before. Where would we be without them?
It is the WIAA Boys Basketball Tournament between games, Division I semifinal. Will it be Fond du Lac or Central? We'll find that out in just a few moments. Our role for televising these state tournament basketball games. Let's take a moment to learn a little bit more. Another one of our main sponsors, Rural Insurance.
New rules, new strategies, teams. A lot changed in sports, but some things remain the same, like the spirit of competition, sportsmanship, and community pride. And just as you've always been our town team through good years and bad, we've done the same. Since 1934, Rural Insurance has been to the communities throughout Wisconsin. We local service we provide and still believe a handshake and a person's word mean something. Over the years, we've expanded our services and developed innovative products to meet the needs of Wisconsinites from all walks of life. So whether you require auto, life, health, farm, or business insurance, your rural insurance agent can provide you with a policy to protect the things that matter most. We're proud of our Wisconsin heritage and our growth to meet the needs of so many states, so that we've never outgrown rural values. Rural Insurance remains committed to providing peace of mind with an old-fashioned touch.
Well, we had some exciting action this morning. It started with the Division IV semifinals. Let's show you what happened early on in Rapids Assumption beat Clayton 44-28. Ryan 15 rebounds. Seneca top 4 coming in. Now Randolph 53-43. Josh Fisher 17 points. Assumption and Randolph at noon tomorrow. Division II semifinals in overtime. Adams Friendship and Edgewood 46-37. Nick Garden each in the Division II title game. It'll be Seymour and tomorrow at approximately 1:45 Center. Tonight in Division I, our first semi featured Madison Wauwatosa 62-55. Fond du Lac and Brookfield Central awaiting the winner. It is La Follette awaiting the winner of Fond du Lac and Brookfield. One title game, all set to call the action for you. Bob Pettigrew, gentlemen, take it away.
Scott Emmerich, very much. Well, Jerry, a lot of talk on the part of some fans down here. Strength of this Division I tournament in the top part of the bracket. Maybe that's true, maybe it's not. The reality, though, one of these two teams, Brookfield Central, will be playing for a state championship tomorrow night.
Yeah, that's right.
They can go for the gold ball tomorrow night. This is a lot of butterfly. The reality is they can go for the gold ball.
We saw game. We may not be seeing it in this one because defense the strength of.
Yeah, I think both the teams play defense. They're not going to get a lot of good. It could be a little ugly on offense, to tell you the truth, but I think the key to the basketball game tonight is rebounding and especially offensive boards.
Let's take a look. Players for the Fond du Lac Cardinals, 15-10 on the season. Two guys that games last night against Rice, Springborn. Those were key. And Lee Greschel, not really a defensive stat, standing defense. Lake Stray Crotto.
Yeah, another key for Brookfield is to keep Robbie board out of the paint. He got into the paint, he created, and they shot 27 free throws. On the other hand, defensive basketball player. It'll be an interesting matchup. I look for him on for Brookfield Central.
Your Menards points of the game, and Mr. Luke Holman gets Fort Atkins points, shot 5 of 11 from three-point range.
Good looks, and here's a kid that likes to take the big shot, and yesterday he hit it.
Brookfield Central, a team that thought it could make it to a state championship game. Fond du Lac lost its last 4 games. Here they are. Is that a psychological advantage for either team?
Want your kids playing well at the end of the season, and they got hot in the tournament, and right now they're playing as well as anybody in this tournament, and they could win it all.
Good enough. Fond du Lac and Brookfield Central coming up. Division 1 semifinals. Well, for you in a bit. Right now, a message from your local IAA network station.
Big Mike's.
Toyota's nationwide spring event is on, and that's a good thing. With incredible values on a huge selection, including the toughest nails Toyota trucks. There's great value in the Mike, or right now get 9% financing on the Tundra. This is perfect for business or pleasure. Hurry at this 1.9 rate. Get to Toyota's nationwide spring event.
Now's the time to get ready for summer with a Bluler hot. Get a $24.99, and that pool comes with filter, liner, ladder, vacuum system, and word heater on sale for $4.99. You won't find a deal like this anywhere but Allied Pools and Spas. Well, better warranty, better 0. Well, you'll swim for free this early season sale. Largest selection. Allied difference. 7 convenient locations.
Big delivers.
We are back at the Kohl Center. Fond du Lac. Brookfield. Division 1 plays Follett tomorrow. State title. We are just about to meet our starting lineups for this ball game, so let's send it across court to public address announcer Mankey.
Now, here are the starting lineups for the semifinal game between the Fond du Lac Cardinals and the Brookfield Central Lancers. Start a final. Mike. And starting at guard for Brookfield Central, a 6-foot number 21, Alfonso. Guard for Fond du Lac, 10-inch sophomore, Robbie Board. And at guard for Brookfield Central, 6'1" senior number 1. At forward, senior number 4. Greshel. And at guard for Brookfield Central, a 6'3" Luke. At forward for Fond du Lac, a 6'3" number 12, Matt Sprader. And at forward for Brookfield Central, a 6'6" senior, number 20, Adam. Starting at a 6'11" senior, number 34, Ed Ross. And at center for Brookfield Central, a 6'8" junior, number 54, Joe Thomas. The head coach is Dick Diener. And the head coach for Brookfield Central is Mark Adams. The referees for tonight's game are William Desert Jr. and James Queoff, both from Green Bay.
Starting lineups from Wisconsin. Brookfield Central, Alfonso Mayfield, Daryl Schnell in the backcourt. Up front, Luke Homan, Adam Dahlke, and Joe Thomas in the middle. For Fond du Lac, Robbie Springborn, Mike Millage are the guards. Lee Greshel, Matt Sprader up front. Ed Ross, the 6'11" senior, in the middle. And Ross, we saw it yesterday against Rice Lake, can alter just by being 6'11".
That's exactly right, Bob. And what I like about Ross, for a big guy, he's one of the best passers in this tournament.
On the other side, Brookfield Central, as we look at that, can you tell it's after dark in Madison? Brookfield Central, Joe Thomas does not have the height, but he's got some bulk, so that'll be a very interesting matchup to watch those two big guys bang around tonight.
I talked to Mark Adams today. He said he was going to second big guy, Dahlke, and leave Thomas in the help position.
Fond du Lac uniforms, Brookfield Central in the white. Fond du Lac controls the tip. This is Robbie Springborn, the sophomore point guard. Brookfield Central, man-to-man to start. Sprader to Millage. Hit a couple three-pointers last night against Rice Lake. Greshel drives around. Thomas puts up the shot and scores. Lee Greshel gets Fond du Lac on the board.
A nice move by Greshel to take it all the way to the hoop. And if Fond du Lac can penetrate, they're going to be in this game.
Side, Mayfield going up against West, blocked. Born picks up the loose ball.
Just like you said, Ross altered that shot.
Millage picks up the dribble, finds Greshel. Fond du Lac, a team that can be very efficient offensively.
Yes, I don't expect to see a large scoring basketball game tonight.
Springboard penetrates, kicks to Greshel, three-pointer, rims out. Ross had it momentarily. A nice save by Schnell. For Central is Homan. Still hot. 5 of 11 yesterday. It's his first one tonight.
And he was a good 3 to 4 feet behind the three-point line. They like to run that flex offense, and that down pick gives you good opportunities from the elbow.
Kind of hard to hear Dick Diener from here, but I'm guessing somebody on that bench said find the shooter. Springborn finds Greshel. Bumped by Thomas, and Joe Thomas will pick up the personal foul.
One of the keys that is happening early, Bob, is the last 2 times down, Robbie Springborn has been able to get into the paint and dish off to his teammates, and this time create a foul. And Gressel's going to shoot.
Lee Greshel, 8 points last night. Was 0 of 2 from the three-point line, 2 of 4 from the free throw line. Knocks down his first one there. We've got a tie game. Thomas with the rebound.
You're going to call his name a lot tonight because you're probably going to see a rebound from Thomas.
Dahlke with it. Here's Schnell. Still looking. You see Ross camped out underneath. Here's a steal by Greshel. Finds Springborn. Three-pointer on the way. No good. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Great poise as a sophomore. I mean, this kid has really come alive in the tournament, and he's playing well on both ends of the court.
Saw that ball carry him off the rim. That one looked like it was going up, but he had the nice backspin.
Yes,
Dropped straight through. Schnell, three-point. Rebound to Millage. Now Springborn. Fondy will push initially, but if nothing's there, they'll try to set it up. Millage, three-pointer. No. Schnell tracks down the rebound.
This is a game where tempo isn't all that important because both teams actually like to play at the same pace.
Thomas up high. Dump it down low. Dalkey. All kinds of traffic. Tries to get Mayfield. He loses the handle, but gets it back. Mayfield shoots from the baseline and scores.
Last night, Mayfield was relatively quiet. Tonight, he could have a big game.
That player is an exceptional athlete. Good overall game. Can drive, can shoot threes. Getting some D3 looks at WIAC schools. Whistle inside. And a foul is going to go on Thomas, and that is his second.
That could be key, because if they have to take out Thomas, they'll probably bring in Siborowski, who Coach Adams says is his best defensive player, but they give up a lot of size.
Steve Johnson comes in. He goes 6. He's a junior. Joe Thomas sits down. Here's Sprader. Ross, Springborn, loses the handle. Mayfield running for Central. Holman, he's a threat from even back there. Instead gives up the basketball. .6'5", Fond du Lac on top. Halfway through this first period of action. Division I semifinals. Winner of this one moves on to play Madison LaFollette. Whistle and a foul when Greshel gets called on the reach. The 2002 WIAA tournament is brought to you by Menards. Menards is a proud sponsor of WIAA high school basketball and wishes your team the best of luck. Save big money at Menards. Non-shooting foul in Mayfield for the Lancers. Holman goes up, can't get that one to drop, back up, gets his own rebound, and he's fouled.
One thing about Brookfield Central is they have a lot of good athletes, and like that, Holman's not the quickest guy in the world, but he stays with it. He gets that rebound to make sure that he comes away with something.
Did two things there. He took it aggressively to the hoop, and then he held his ground and went aggressively for the rebound.
And in a day of specialization, kids specializing, this Brookfield Central team is somewhat different in that almost all of their kids play 2 and 3 sports, and they excel at 2 or 3 sports. So that's kind of nice to see.
A lot of coaches say they just want their kids competing. Yes. You know, as long as you're competing, no matter what the sport is, as long as you're competing, you know, you kind of sharpen some of those instincts, and that's definitely going to help come basketball time.
One of the problems with specialization is sometimes you specialize in one sport and it doesn't work out for you.
There you go. Well, there's a fun aspect too. I mean, sometimes you realize these are high school. We've done studies that talk about why kids leave sports. The biggest reason, not having fun.
That's very correct.
You can have a variety of sports and do a lot of different things. Sure helps.
There's a nice defense that time.
24, Todd Siborowski into the ball game for Brookfield Central. The back door, that one sails out of bounds. That's Fond du Lac's basketball.
One of the things they're doing on the defensive end, Fond du Lac, Luke Holman, the open looks like he had last night.
And again, one of these situations where Fond du Lac, the longer the Cardinals stay close or maintain a lead, the more confidence they get. Here's Cyberlick, Chris Cyberlick into the ball game.
As a coach, if you can swing that basketball, you're usually pleased with your offense if you can swing it from one side to the other.
Good motion. All 5 players from Fond du Lac moving. Greshel, three-pointer's good.
You mentioned that when he signed his Division II contract to play football for North Dakota, he kind of focused in on basketball and really relaxed, and he looks very relaxed out here tonight.
Takes a lot of pressure off a young kid. Greshel gets the block. We'll see who draws the personal foul. That's going to go on number 4, Lee Greshel. That is his second foul, so one thing that Dick Diener's going to want to pay attention to is take a look at that Greshel three-pointer.
Nice form.
And that shot kind of created because Fond du Lac doing a nice job of moving around. You keep moving around, passing the basketball, someone's going to be open.
Yeah, there's the old adage out there, reverse the ball once, good shot, reverse it twice, great shot.
Greshel comes out with those 2 personal fouls. 44, Casey Wiest into the ball game for Fond du Lac. Adam Dahlke averaging 9 points a game on the season. Had just 1 yesterday in that win over Fort Atkinson. Fond du Lac with the ball in a 1-point lead. Springborn gets the high pick. Gets it knocked away. There's Mayfield. Quick hands, forces the turnover. Siborowski three-pointer. No. Rebound inside. Fouled on the way up.
We talked about it earlier. We said that there were going to be a lot of missed shots tonight. And I really believe that. And the team that gets the rebounds, especially the offensive boards, and here's a chance to put 2 points on the board.
You see Ross kind of checking himself. He got popped in the face, but appears to be okay.
Bob, kind of an amazing statistic this year is that Brookfield Central, coming into the night, got over 500 free throws. And whereas Fond du Lac has shot a little over 300, which indicates that they get a lot of offensive boards and they're aggressive going to the hoop.
And we have seen that so far. Yes. They will take the ball at the basket. Tie ball game. First quarter, we've got a good one brewing here at the Kohl Center. Winner moves on to play for the Division I state championship tomorrow night. Three-pointer on the way. Saberlick. We're almost ready to go and get the ladder after that. That one drops in. Timeout on the floor. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
They keep things going at the end of the day. They take us into the sky. They keep us moving and keep us safe. They save lives. They create what we see, create what we use. They keep us informed. They show us the way. They show us the world. They show us the future. They are graduates of Wisconsin Technical Colleges. Where would we be without them?
Okay, who are you?
The milkman?
Do you have a sidekick?
No.
A nemesis?
A what?
A bad guy?
I'm a people person.
Have you been fighting crime all?
Fight crime?
What do you fight?
Osteoporosis. My never-ending supply of milk. And chocolate milk.
Want strong bones? Calcium may help prevent osteoporosis.
We are back at the goal. Go here first quarter. Fond du Lac and Brookfield Central all tied 9 apiece. We said it last night. We can say it again, and probably tomorrow. If you're selling bandanas or face paint around the Kohl Center, you got some money in your pocket.
Or T-shirts.
Field goal shooting, pretty even so far. It's all good fun, though.
Yes.
Oh, boy, it's one of the few things that can really bring an entire school together and entire communities. And for a couple weeks down here in Madison, just to see the folks that come in and ride the buses down the state, it's a big deal. Good time had by all.
You know, most coaches believe that the most important position on a basketball team is a point guard. And most teams usually just have one, but Brookfield Central has two. Ben Strickland has come into the game, and he's an outstanding point guard along with Mayfield.
There's Holman driving strong, a point you brought up earlier, Jerry, reason why they shoot so many free throws. Whoever Mark Adams puts on the court likes to take the ball strong, and that's just kind of a mentality of how they play basketball.
Yeah, and I think that in Wisconsin this year, we saw Bo Ryan do that in the Big Ten so much that Bo would, his teams would shoot more free throws than the other ones would attempt, to be honest with you, and make more.
And speaking of Bo Ryan and the Wisconsin Badgers, they are winners tonight in the NCAA tournament, advancing, knocking off St. John's tonight 80-70. You know, another interesting thing too, oftentimes in the state, high school teams will kind of take a cue from the guy who's coaching the state university and attempt to adopt that style.
Definitely. I've always said that Dick Bennett had a big influence on the state with his man-to-man defense, and now I think that Bo Ryan, you see a lot of teams running what they call the swing offense because of Bo, and Bo's an outstanding coach, and a lot of people like to emulate him.
Holman fires it down low, now gets it back. Always looking for his shot.
Yes,
until he's got that shooter's mentality.
He's not getting a lot of looks.
Sean Bartelt matching up on Holman. Now again, once again, a Lancer player driving in and getting fouled.
And you look at Holman and you say, he should not beat me to the hoop because he doesn't look that quick. But he gets the job done. And some kids, you know, are sneaky quick, and he's got a good first step.
Flat-out speed in basketball is nice if you have it, but it isn't everything. And you mentioned it. You've got that quick first step. You can create a lot of opportunities for yourself. Mayfield checking back in for Brookfield Central. Holman already with 7 points. Make it 8. Again, he had 21 last night. Now Brookfield Central with the 3-point lead. Let's see what Fond du Lac does in its final possession of this first quarter. Competitive game as we expected here at the Kohl Center.
Normally, I think you can probably look for Springboard to penetrate and maybe dish.
Loses the handle. Mayfield. Can he get a shot off? Passes it ahead. Holman, three-pointer at the buzzer.
That kid's money.
Luke Holman gives Brookfield Central its biggest lead of the game. It's 59 after 1 quarter. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station.
The signs are out there. Home Counselor is changing the way homes are sold. Selling requires making important decisions. Should you list your home with an agent, sell by owner, hire a real estate lawyer? With Home Counselor, you can do all three and still save thousands in commissions. Whether you choose one or all of our services, a participating real estate lawyer will provide a free home selling kit and will counsel you throughout the transaction. Home Counselor will provide the yard sign and access to other home selling tools. Time to sell, contact Home Counselor.
The catch is in. So come join Perkins Seafood Jamboree. Look at the Captain's Catch, a hearty portion of Atlantic cod fillets with shrimp and clams.
Oh, yeah.
And we don't skimp on the shrimp. We pile for our shrimp feast dinner. Or try our grilled teriyaki salmon with lemon pepper and apricot glaze. With prices starting at just $5.99, it's time to catch Perkins Seafood Jamboree.
Perkins, always something fresh and new.
Brookfield Central fans happy their team Fond du Lac 15-9, a big swing right there at the end of the first quarter. Let's check out Alfonso Mayfield getting it ahead to Luke Holman. He knows exactly how much time is left in the clock. That shot in the air, and he sinks it. And that's why it's a 6-point lead for the Lancers as we get set to start second quarter.
You always look for things that are going to build momentum. And that's one of those momentum builders, because instead of being only behind by 3, now Fondy finds himself down by 6.
Here is your game summary, sponsored by Wisconsin's genuine community banks. Financial power right here at home on the web at communitybankers.org. Both teams 2 3-pointers, but Brookfield Central getting to the line and converting. And there's Mayfield converting, and it's an 8-point lead. 4 points Mayfield. So now Brookfield Central stretching that lead. Again, that's a big 3-pointer, big swing of momentum, and then the Lancers get the ball to start the quarter, and they convert coming out of that quarter break, and now they've got an 8-point lead. Let's see how Fond du Lac responds.
Exactly, because and one thing that Brookfield Central is doing is they're putting the ball down in the paint, and high percentage shots is what they've been getting.
And Fond du Lac yet to really establish Ed Ross inside on the offense.
I think they're going to have to start looking for him.
Ross comes out to relieve some of that pressure. Now he goes back down low. Bartelt with it. Brookfield Central playing some real tough defense.
Very good defense, very good man-to-man defense. In your face, Fond du Lac has had very few good looks at the basket.
Sprader, it's back to Springborn. Inside, Ross tipped away. Nice defense by Steve Johnson. 6 turnovers for Fond du Lac. Schnell travels.
Since Steve Johnson has come in the game, and we thought that would be a key that Joe Thomas went out. But actually, it's turned out to be a blessing in disguise because Johnson's done a great job fronting Ross and has created about 2 or 3 turnovers himself.
Oftentimes for a coach, when you have so many good players, the challenge is to make sure everybody gets playing time and is happy. But the good thing, when you have depth, that just makes you makes you so much better.
And Coach Adams said the chemistry on his team, which is so important in basketball now. Chemistry, you hear it. You know, we used to think of it just as a class. Now,
that's right.
Now, my goodness, it's one of the most important things on a basketball team. And both these teams have good chemistry.
They've done some team-building activities. Here's a 3-pointer on the way, up and good. Brookfield Central taking a page out of the Mike Sherman handbook. They went out and played paintball as a team, something that the Packers have done in training camps, but just gets everybody together, gets them hanging out together, and the more you do that, better things are.
Yeah, and I know Coach Adams, and I mentioned this last night, he said that he wanted to do those activities, and he planned a couple of them for Saturdays. One was after the Marquette game, and he got beat. And one was after the Wauwatosa game, and he got beat. So he said no more bonding activities because he lost 2 games, and that was it.
It's all fine to have team bonding. You want to get back in the gym and get back to work. Always looking for that balance.
Right.
Todd Siborowski once again. Brookfield Central standing at the free throw line. They're already in the bonus. That one's short, however, and Sprader gets the rebound. Ahead to Colin West into the ball game for the Cards. West drives. And he's fouled on the way in. So maybe Fond du Lac taking a page out of Brookfield Central.
Yeah, they started early in the first quarter by taking the basketball to the hoop and getting into the paint and kicking out, and then they kind of got away from it. Now looks like they might be getting back into that style.
Get it in to Sprader. Going on, Mayfield puts up the shot, long, rebound, Fond du Lac, up and in, bucket in the foul for Sean Bartelt. Right place, right time.
Yes, and he's got a chance for the 3-point play.
Let's take a look at this one. Sprader putting up the shot. Bartelt just good, just in the right place.
Yeah, most of the time an air ball's not going to help you out. But this particular time it paid dividends because the kid was in right in the perfect spot for the rebound.
Had a coach who always quoted some obscure statistic about how many shots go long. And the majority of shots wind up that miss go long. Exactly. And not go short. You know, he said, get on that opposite side.
Math was not one of my better subjects, so I stay away from those kind of statistics, to be honest with you.
You guys just get over there. You can still hear that voice of my coach echoing in my head. There are a few things to yell at me about.
I think it's important that Ed Ross touches the basketball, though.
Milledge 3-pointer, good. That was good. Now Fond du Lac on a run. Tie the game 17-all. Milledge 2 of 5 yesterday from behind the arc. Hits one right there, but on the other end, Brookfield Central driving to the basket, picking up a foul.
And that time, now watch this when, Bob, I think you're going to see him bail him out. I don't think that Mayfield, he's out of control, and they bail him out. I think Coach Diener is telling his guy, you got to get there. You got to get there on that particular one. This has got to be a gratifying season for Dick Diener. It's the last couple of years, they've been picked anywhere from 1, 2, or 3, and was supposed to be down here. Didn't get here this year. No one expected anything, and they're here and playing well.
He said it's a lot easier playing without the pressure. Good offensive rebound that time. There's Ross, the big block. We said a lot of those kids on those previous Fond du Lac teams were in attendance at those sectional games and part of the crowd that rushed the court, and they're real happy for this group. These kids have really worked hard, hung together when really wheels could have come off at various points during this season.
Yes.
4-game losing streak to end the regular season, yet Cards turn it around, and here they are in the state semifinals. Doesn't mean that Dick Diener is happy all the time with this group. Mayfield gets it started for Brookfield Central. Here's Holman back in the ball game.
The way Fond du Lac is coming off the picks. I mean, they're really working hard to take that outside shot away. But what Central is getting is the inside, especially on the block.
Nice play there to get Mayfield established down low.
It's nice when you can post up your point guard.
Fond du Lac now down 2. Martell looking inside. Ross banging around underneath. Schrader, no. Rebound, Ben Strickland. Fondy really extending that defense now on Holman.
Yes.
Sometimes you see the scouting reports, you look at tape, and you think, no, this kid can't really shoot that far out. You think you're playing good defense, you're standing on the three-point line.
Holman made that shot, that first one, that he three-point shot. He made it from 4 feet behind the line. From that point on, they've been on him when he passed half court. And he has had no looks. He's had to take the ball to the hoop, and this is where he's making some living right now.
I was just going to say, look where we are at the... look at this. What a surprise. Brookfield Central standing at the free throw line.
We got one shot.
It's part of their style. So far, it's working. Rebound, Ross. Millage had a three-pointer moments ago. Out of bounds. Goes out Brookfield Central. Unauthorized rebroadcast of this program without the express written consent of WKOW Television Incorporated is strictly prohibited and a violation of U.S. copyright law. Millage gets it into Ross.
You have to be impressed the way that Fond du Lac reverses the basketball, always looking to penetrate.
Picking up his dribble, Bartell, but he gets it off to West. They lob inside. Ross, right to Ross and good.
They were very patient. They got what they wanted, and Ross was able to convert.
Haven't been able to do a lot of that this game, but it worked that quick. First shot of the game for Ross. He puts it in. Pulls his team within one. 20-19. Central going inside. Holman had to get it over Ross. And now a foul on the Lancers. Let's talk about how Ross establishes himself here.
Yeah, you notice that Ross gives himself some space, turns, keeps the ball up. So many big guys will bring the ball down, and little Nats will take it away from him. But he kept it up and did a nice job.
One of those things that you really got to work with the big guys. Some guys have that intuitive sense, and other guys have that tendency to bring that ball down. But
exactly, and you know what's impressive about, we've had so many guys at 6'8", 6'9", 6'10", 6'11" in this tournament, and all of them have played well. A lot of times, I think there's so much expectations on a big kid.
They're all trying to impress Joe Wolf, our broadcast crew. Pretty good big man of his own his day. Turnover for Fond du Lac here. Three-pointer on the way, no good for Strickland. Rebound tracked down, and Strickland commits the personal foul.
A nice job of blocking out that time by Village.
Number 14, and Strickland, his second, team sixth.
The point of this quarter, Brookfield Central is going to start to pull away and start really taking control of this basketball game, but Fond du Lac getting back into it. It was 17-9 Brookfield Central.
This is one of those games that you and I talked about earlier. We said, hey, it's not going to be a high-scoring game. Great defensive play right now by Shell.
Now goes up, fouled on the way in is Josh Shavy preventing the layup there.
Team's 10th.
Let's take a look at Daryl Schnell. Mr. Clean with the clean steal.
He takes it strong to the hoop, and he's going to get his 2 free throws. And he was telling me the other day the whole team was going to shave. I think they must have fooled him, and he decided he was going to shave his, but nobody else followed suit.
They said, you go first. Okay, and we'll check out how you look. And whatever works. It works to get you to state.
I always tell my guys I want the haircuts, you know, pretty presentable. I said I wish I had hair, but on the other hand, you know, I have a problem when it's too long.
Again, looking for that happy medium. It's beautiful backdoor. Sprader bucket in the foul.
And it's a good chance for the three-point play. But
this is exactly how you draw it up.
Yes.
And Sprader, nice job to take it to the left hand because his cut took him a little too far underneath. I think if he would have taken it to the right hand, that one wouldn't have gone in.
No, give a lot of credit also to the point guard for that pass. It was right on the money.
Sprader, the traditional three-point play. He has tied this game 22 apiece, 6 points Sprader. Well, Fond du Lac, 15-10. Took a 14-10 record into this tournament. A lot of people wondering how do they get here. I think we're finding out so far in this one.
This is a good basketball game, Bob. This is a very good basketball game. I know a lot of people say, well, if it isn't in the 40s, it's not a good game and a half, but this is a good game.
And Ross. He's 2 of 2. Nice to have a 6'11" guy with a soft touch. 2-point lead, Fond du Lac. And the entire Fond du Lac bench standing. Schnell on three-pointer, long rebound. Shavy cracking that one down. And now Fond du Lac up 2 with the basketball.
They're in a 1-4 set. They look to penetrate this basketball. Here's the guy that can do it.
Looking inside. Now Millage gets a pick. Three-pointer, no. Rebound to Schnell. See if they can get Luke Holman established here, maybe clear him for a three-pointer.
Right, he has had very few looks after that first one.
Most of Central's points either on drives to the basket or they get fouled on those drives to the basket and they go to the free throw line. Trying to drive that time, Schnell, offensive foul.
He lowered the shoulder. He was fine until he lowered that shoulder, and then they called it.
Well, it should be an interesting halftime in both locker rooms as both coaches try to make some adjustments and try to really take control of this basketball group.
Because you know that this game is probably going to come down to the wire.
Here's Springborn, nice dish. Ross up strong.
Three-point play. You have to be so impressed with Robbie Springborn. I mean, he pushed that basketball, beautiful pass, and Ross 3 out of 3 now from the field.
The nice thing about Springboard, he's the kind of kid who can be full out and still have very good control of the basketball. Sometimes kids who are going down the full speed, they can't handle the ball like they would like to. Ross, long in the free throw, 4-point lead for Fondy.
Big possession remaining. Big possession for Brookfield Central here to go into the locker room with a little momentum.
They had a big three from Holman at the end of the first. See what they can do here. Here's Holman backing in off the glass. No. Springboard. Rebound. Can they get a shot up? Bobby Springboard. Drives. Goes up on Mayfield. No. Rebound Brookfield Central, but an impressive first half from the Fondy Cardinals. They have rallied to take the lead, 26-22 at the half. Now, a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
Hard work, commitment, and support. The same values necessary to make Wisconsin's public schools great schools. Great schools place students in classrooms that work. Great schools depend on great teachers and staff. And ultimately, great schools benefit everyone. Please support the investments and initiatives that make our schools great, because every kid deserves a great school.
I'll be working till the sun goes down. Done spent the time, another dollar bound. Sun goes down.
There's no way to describe the kind of risk a small business owner takes, but there is a way to insure it. Rural Mutual. We understand what's at stake.
Gonna be here, don't matter how long, till the sun goes down.
The Fond du Lac dance team on the floor, and included in that group, Tara Hinkey, state cross-country champion in Division I, also on the dance team. And that's her right there. Multi-activity high schoolers, and we've got a couple of them in this basketball. Multi-talented is another word we could use. Fond du Lac, a little short on the momentum after one quarter, Jerry. Brookfield Central getting a three-pointer at the buzzer by Luke Holman, up 15-9, and looking like the Lancers were going to establish the momentum. Somewhere in that second quarter, it turned completely around, and right now Fond du Lac is on top, 26-22. How did it happen?
I think one of the keys was Ed Ross. They got Ed Ross involved, 3 for 3, and then Robbie Springboard. You know, one of the keys to keep him out of the paint if you're Brookfield Central, but he's been able to get into the paint, and he's creating, and they've got the 4-point lead.
Adjustments at halftime. We know both coaches are going to do them. What do you think the coaches are going to do? First, Brookfield Central.
Okay, Brookfield Central, he may even switch up his offense. He's got about 3 different offenses that he can use. Right now, the flex is not getting him any good looks from the outside. I think that he's probably going to switch up. He's getting a lot of good looks on the inside, penetrating to the hoop, but I think he wants to get into the flow a little bit better. Fond du Lac, hey, just continue to play like you're playing. Play the good, tough defense, and we've got, 16 minutes, and we're going to play for the gold ball.
Jerry and I will be back in a bit with first half stats and highlights, but right now we're going to jump around upstairs to Scott Emmerich.
Bob, Jerry, thanks very much. Halftime of our second Division I semifinal. The winner of this one will play Madison La Follette in the D1 state title game tomorrow evening at 8:15. Joining me now is Dick Vanderwoody, the WEAC Director of Public Relations and Communications. And Dick, I'll let you explain to me right away, what does WEAC stand for?
The Wisconsin Education Association Council. We represent the state's teachers and school employees, some higher education people, and we have programs for future teachers as well as retired teachers.
We hear a lot about the WEAC's advocacy for great schools. What exactly is Great Schools all about?
Well, Great Schools is the value that our members take to school with them every day, because the one thing they know in their heart, it's that every kid deserves a great school.
Now, for those of us who've gone through the Wisconsin public school system or private school system, we all know about the quality of teachers here in the state of Wisconsin. Tell us, though, about the quality of schools and teachers. How do they compare for the rest of the country?
You know, that's an interesting question, because it seems so many people in Wisconsin don't realize that our public schools are one of the best in the United States. When you break out national and international test scores, you'll find Wisconsin ranking at or near the top. For example, we've been first or second on the pre-college ACT test every year for the last 12 years. Our fourth graders are 6th in the nation in reading. And our teachers with 16 years or more of experience with master's degrees rank in the top 5 in the country.
Tell me about, we have a lot of people in the state who don't have kids going through schools right now. So why should they be concerned about the quality of our public schools and about the Great Schools program?
Well, simply because great schools benefit everyone. Today's students will be tomorrow's pharmacist, mechanic, technician, doctor, lawyer. We all benefit when our benefit when the kids have a great education.
Some people sitting out there wondering, hey, how can I support great schools?
Well, you know, the best way is to follow the issues, to get involved, to share your ideas with the teachers and leaders of your individual school district so that you're making a contribution to what you believe a great school is. It isn't just a formula. It's about a community and the ideas of that community.
Speaking about schools, we've had some terrific schools throughout this state tournament. Kind of easy to get caught up in this atmosphere, huh?
Oh, it sure is. There's some great teams out here this weekend. It's been a lot of fun to watch.
Dick Vanderwoody, the Director of Public Relations and Communications of WEAC. Thanks so much for joining us this evening.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Earlier today, we started out our Friday with the Division IV semifinals. Let's check out some of the scores and tell you who won and who advanced to championship Saturday. Wisconsin Rapids Assumption, 16-point winners over Clayton. Clayton was undefeated coming in. So it'll be Wisconsin Rapids Assumption and Randolph in the Division IV title game tomorrow. Our broadcast starts at noon across the WIAA network. Randolph 10-point winners over Seneca. Then this afternoon in our Division II semifinal, overtime, Seymour, the Thunder, take care of Adams Friendship 52-47. Aaron Overleen, 16 points for the Thunder. And then Madison Edgewood beat Brown Deer 46-37. It was Nick Garden and Elva Hansbrough, 12 points each for the Crusaders, our Division II title game. Seymour 22-3 and Madison Edgewood at 23-3. That game will tip off tomorrow, roughly 1:45 or so. Don't forget about our Division III title game too. I got to mention that. Ladysmith at 25-1 will take on at 23-3. That game will start at 6:30, followed by tomorrow night our Division I championship game, Madison La Follette. What a thrilling win over Wauwatosa East earlier this evening, 62-55. They'll play the winner of the game in progress right now. Fond du Lac leading Brookfield Central at the half. And to break down the first half of action and look ahead to the second half, here's Bob Radovich and Jerry Pettigrew.
Scott, thanks very much. Well, this has been a game of momentum, pretty even early on. Brookfield Central had it at the end of the first period, and I think at the half, Fond du Lac has it now. Yeah, I agree with you, and I think one of the keys for Brookfield Central is that Joe Thomas probably has to get back into the game. He's only played 4 minutes. And if you would have said before it started the game that Greshel was only going to play 6 minutes for Fond du Lac and they're going to have the lead at halftime, that's big. So I think both teams are showing that they've got good benches and good depth. It should be a great second half. Let's take a look at some of those first half highlights. Brookfield Central, Luke Holman picking up where he left off last night. Look how far behind the line he was. On the other side, Robbie Springborn. You got the good form, you get bounces like that. And then Lee Greshel stepping outside, hitting the three early on. Fond du Lac shooting well early on. Here's a big play. Off a steal. Mayfield gets the ball to Holman. He sinks the three. It's 15-9. You're thinking Brook Central's starting to move away. But we got Ross involved. Yeah, Fond du Lac remembers, oh, by the way, we've got the 6'11 guy. Maybe we should get him the ball. Field goal shooting, keeping Fond du Lac on top, 59%. Dick Diener will take that for the second. Yes, he will. Free throws in Brookfield Central's advantage because the Lancers are taking the ball strong to the hoop. Rebounds reasonably even, but Fond du Lac, boy, if you can keep that edge, that's going to help your chances as well. That's going to be very big. Right now, they're shooting the ball really well, even from the threes, 4 for 9 from the three, so they're shooting the ball well. Leading scorers at the half for Fond du Lac, Greshel, Sprader, and Ross, 6 apiece. Brookfield Central, Luke Holman leading the way with 12. Mayfield with 6. Dahlke and Schnell 2 apiece. Again, pretty even game at this point. I think both coaches talking to the team about trying to really establish something early in the third here. Exactly. I think that, you know, as a coach, you're talking, kids, we have to get that momentum coming out the first 4 minutes. Most coaches believe the first 4 minutes of the game, the first 4 minutes of the third quarter, and the last 4 minutes of the game those are the most important minutes in a basketball game because it's such a swing of activity that goes on during that time. It's been a really interesting first half. We expect more of the same in the second. We're going to step aside right now to hear a message from our network sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
For great carpet, head to Menards. Shaw attached pad carpeting is stain and crush resistant and great for any room. Durable Corrington Berber is 69 cents a square foot. Classic Touch plush carpet is soft underfoot, 89 cents. Give interior wood a new look with Minwax. Spray stain goes on without messy rags or brushes. Finish the job with Minwax Spray Polyurethane. Your choice, $3.99 a can. Spray on big savings at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
They get up each day and they go to work. They maintain the power that lights our homes. They farm the land that feeds us. They care for our children. They fix what is broken. They solve problems. They find answers. They show us the way. They show us the world. They show us the future. They are graduates of Wisconsin technical colleges. Where would we be without them?
I'd like to apply for a business loan.
Sure, but what's with the,
Well, I remember how long it took my last bank to approve a loan. You know, the drill, waiting for the home office, arrange the paperwork, the loan committee.
When you come in for your business loan at our bank, you don't wait for out-of-town approvals or suffer through pounds of paperwork because it's all done right here in town. So you don't have to wait for the money your business needs now.
You're all set.
I haven't even toasted marshmallows yet.
Wisconsin's genuine community banks. Financial power right here at home. Visit us at communitybankers.org.
Getting set to start the third quarter. Fond du Lac leading Brookfield Central 26-22 in this Division I semifinal. Well, Luke Holman, third quarter, he remembers that last night. Look what he did against Fort Atkinson.
And most of those were from long, long range. I mean, he was just dialing the number.
Head coach Mark Adams would like that, but then again, Fond du Lac has extended its defense, and with the exception of his first three-pointer he took tonight, Luke Holman has just not been getting the open looks.
Exactly right. The only thing that's been open for Brookfield Central is an occasional penetration to the hoop or dump it on the inside on the block. And then you've got a big Mr. Ross trying to break things up for Fond du Lac.
Well, defense, when you can get your guys, as the Milk Marketing Board has got a representative here, you can get your guys to really sell out on defense, and what's nice is you can take some chances on the perimeter because you know you've got 6'11" Ed Ross standing inside.
I know it's a cliche, but you know, defense wins championships, and defense gets you to the final game, and so whichever team turns it up this half, it'll be it.
Here's Jay Thomas.
And we said
much of the first half for Fond du Lac, but he goes strong against Ross right there.
We had to get him involved for Brookfield Central, and that might be a key for Central this second half.
And doing a nice job with the pump fake to get Ross a little up in the air and continued in and score. Here's Ross. Match up the other way. A little long in the shot. Rebound pulled down by Donkey. So now the Lancers can tie with a two-pointer. But instead, they'll throw it away. Fifth turnover for Brookfield Central.
One of the interesting things with Thomas in the game, you'll notice, and he's guarding Ross, he'll play behind Ross. Where when Steve Johnson was in the game and guarding Ross, he fronted him. So they're forcing Ross away from the basket to take that shot.
Here's Sprader with it. Springborn. Got a nice tournament so far. Milic, three-pointer on the way. No. Rebound knocked around. Look at Greshel.
Greshel's a good athlete. Excellent athlete. Stayed with it. Beautiful hoop.
8 points for Greshel. He sat out a good portion of that second quarter with some fouls. Back in and producing right here. Back to a 4-point lead for Fond du Lac. Here's Dalkey. Averaged 9 points per game on the season. Only one yesterday. Just hasn't been able to get open for a lot of looks. Has 2 points tonight.
Another thing I think we have to really give credit to Matt Sprader, the job that he's doing on Luke Holman, because he's shadowing him big time.
Thomas scored on Ross once before. This time Ross gets the block. Thomas getting after it. Goes up. No. Knocked around. foul. Well, let's look at the big guys going at it, and that foul is going to go on Brookfield Central.
And both guys are playing behind. Ross is playing behind him, and he just tries to impede the shot to the basket. But as we talked about last time, there used to be a guy out there called Jack Lalone, and bodybuilder. Joe Thomas would be a great promo for that health club, because that kid he's strong.
See how he sent Robbie's springboard flying there. Here's Miller. Thought about the three-pointer, instead gets it to Gresham. Much Fondy lack on offense. Constant movement by all five players.
5 guys reversing the basketball, looking for the penetration.
Oh, Gresham hits the shot, but he's whistled for the offensive foul. And that is his third. So, decision time now for Dick Diener.
That's correct. And what he did that particular time, when he penetrated to the hoop, he had the elbow out, and they called it.
Well, he will stay in the game momentarily. There's a substitute waiting at the scorer's table. Backing in, but Ross getting the block. Gresham, rebound, headed ball, possession error pointing Fond du Lac's way. And Gresham getting a little frustrated. He's still a little ticked about getting called for that offensive foul. And I think he wanted them to blow the whistle on Joe Thomas.
You know, we haven't talked much about it, but the officials in this tournament, they have to be in good shape too.
Yes, they do.
Especially that last game with LaFont. They put on a lot of miles up and down the floor in that game.
And we keep talking about the bigger college floor, different than the normal high school floor. That's something the officials have to get used to. Now I want to know if the officials go to a college floor and go running up and down the week before the state tournament like the teams do.
You never know.
You know, going over to UW Oshkosh, UW Eau Claire, and Platteville all over the state. Yeah, we got to run. We're repping on the big play. Now 3 personal fouls on Joe Thomas. So, no free throws, not what we sportscasters like to put on the highlight shows, but very important in basketball games.
That's so correct. And that time, Thomas, he thought he had pretty good position, and he held his ground, but there was body contact, and they called that.
Ross, his 7th point. Todd Siborowski in, and Joe Thomas steps out.
I would imagine now you'll see Steve Johnson go back on the matchup on Ross, and because of his size, he'll probably front Ross, so you could get a few lobs to Ross. They could be open that wouldn't be with Joe Thomas in.
It's a 5-point lead for Fond du Lac. Talked about it in the opening. The longer the Cards can stay in this game and maintain a lead, the more confidence they will get. Records not important at this time. Nice pass down low. Followed on the way in is Siborowski. Nice look by Luke Holman.
You look at Luke Coleman. Shot wasn't there. A little penetration. Beautiful pass. There's the foul on Siborowski.
Siborowski looking for his first point of the ball game.
And you don't want to jinx anyone, so I didn't say that he was a 60% free throw shooter. So now that I've said it, he'll probably make this one, to be honest with you. But
and you said you didn't know math.
But you know what, Bob? And we talked about this on the previous broadcast, but free throw shooting seems to be a lost art. I don't know if the three-point line has something to do with it or not, to be honest with you. You know, a lot of kids do not have a two-point game anymore. It's either a three-point game or it's a to-the-rim game, but not really much of a two-point game.
And you see examples of kids whose three-point percentage is better than their free throw percentage, which makes no sense at all.
Exactly.
It is one of those things you just need to work on it. A lot of it's concentration, repetition, a lot of it's mental too. Sometimes kids shoot better with somebody flying out at them than just standing there and have to think about it.
That's right.
And a steal, Siborowski. I thought he was going to
do the soccer,
the soccer thing. That won't work in this one. Nice effort, but it doesn't work at this point. Joining some of our media brethren here. Probably had time to check out his stats. How am I doing? Looked at that monitor there.
Once again, Fond du Lac being very patient. Look to swing the basketball. As you say, all 5 people moving.
A lot of coaches like to run a motion offense. Right. Oftentimes, you know, you get 3 out of 5 guys, you know, who are really doing what they need to be doing. Fond du Lac gets everybody moving. This possession goes awry, loose ball, they get it back. And a good move from Ross. That was right there. That one rims out.
Steve Johnson has played a very important role for Brookfield Central tonight. He's come in off the bench and just done an outstanding job for him.
Just a junior. 6'3", pretty rugged guy. Mayfield going up, down low. There's Johnson. Right on cue, puts it up and in.
You know what? At Mayfield, that's the second time they went inside to Mayfield. He didn't make that particular one, but they came away with a hoop.
I think that's there if they can get Mayfield established down low. I want to tell you that the 2002 WIA tournament is brought to you by Rural Insurance Companies, providing a full line of insurance products for Wisconsin's families and businesses. Well, is that something that Mark Adams goes back to for Brookfield Central? Because it's been successful when he's done it.
Yeah, I think so, because you know, we've talked a lot about the Fond du Lac offense, and not that we've been slighting Brookfield's offense, but they have not been in the flow as well as Fond du Lac has. And so I think, like you say, possibly that they don't care if they win ugly. That's, you know, the main thing is just win. And so if they get something working for them, like if they can get Mayfield low and establish him on the block and then take it up, because what's Central has going for it is their bulk and their size. I mean, these are big kids and they're athletic kids.
A lot of ways to get the job done.
Right.
Not necessarily what works for one team is going to work for the other. And you make a good point that maybe Brookfield Central's got a couple mismatches offensively. For a tough shot, he hits it.
Just when it seems like that Fond du Lac could be in a little bit of trouble, gets in the paint and goes up with a tough shot.
And it's back to a 4-point lead. You know, maybe not the psychological margin of a 10-point lead, but as long as Fond du Lac can maintain this, the conference is just going to keep growing. And Central's going to need to find some things that are working right now. Steve Johnson has hit 2 straight buckets. He's got 4. So getting production off the bench that was a nice thing too.
Big.
Last night against Fort Atkinson, Brookfield Central got 15 points off its bench. So 15 out of a team total of 50. Any coach will take that.
Right. I think they probably got the deepest bench of any team in the tournament.
Got it back to a 2-point game. Springborn swings it. Shot on the way. No for Bartelt, but he is fouled by Luke Holman.
And he bailed him out on that one because that shot, when it took off, you could tell it wasn't going to go in. But he got him.
Guys want to be out there contesting the shot, but sometimes it's tough to pick that right angle. And,
you know, and as coaches, we keep saying, don't bail him out. Don't bail him out. You know, get your hands up high. And a lot of times you don't like to see the person leave their feet.
Bartelt knocks it in. He was 1 of 1 last night in the win over Rice Lake.
All right, gentlemen, one, play it, one.
Bartelt was one of those kids that the unsung hero that Dick Diener's got to be really proud of the job that he's done this year. He's really molded together a team. There's really no stars, but just they all really blended well together.
Holman trying to spin in, but there's Sprader playing some good defense. Johnson gets it swatted. Here comes Saberlich back the other way. Goes in 1-on-2 off the glass. No.
He didn't get to roll. He did a nice job, but he didn't get to roll.
Loose balls. Guys are crashing into one another. And we've got a timeout on the floor. We'll step aside to hear a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
Every year, hundreds of thousands of Americans find themselves in a room like this because they have heart disease. Gene Ruffing is one of them. He's also a farmer, and the farm is where he wants to be. Through pioneering clinical research trials and innovative thinking, we discover medical answers that can save lives. Although others would tell you, we save a way of life. Marshfield Clinic, where the future of medicine lives.
Back at the Kohl Center, Division I semifinals. Fond du Lac leading Brookfield Central 32-29, 1:13 to go. Fond du Lac playing defense. And there's Ed Ross with the big block.
What I like about that, you as a coach, you keep saying, don't come down. Don't come down with your hand. You come down with your hand, you're going to get called for a foul. He just swatted it.
Here you see his stats, 5 blocks, very important. That block led to a break, did not lead to points, but again, it's one of those things that sends a message.
I think Luke Holman had 11 points the first quarter and has scored 1 since. And basically, the responsibility of Matt Sprague, who's done the job on it.
Siborowski, a nice move to get that shot off, but won't drop for him. So once again, we're approaching the end of a quarter, and both times in this ball game, one of these two teams has hit a shot to gain some momentum late. And I think Dick Diener content to sit on this 3-point lead right here. If he can stretch it, fine, but he'll take a 3-point lead going into the fourth.
You know what used to be, we used to have the last second shot and you'd come off a double pick for a jump shot. Now, most of the time, it's a point guard penetrating it to the hoop and trying to draw the foul or dish off for an easy layup.
Mayfield coming out on Springborn. Now the Cards will get it going. Springborn drives, spins, throws up the shot. No, Ross going after it, whistling a foul. Who's going to draw the foul? And it looks like it's going to be Ross. So 2.1 to go in this third quarter. Second foul on Ross, third team foul on Fond du Lac.
That was great defense by Alfonso Mayfield on Springborn. And he had to take a tough shot, and Ross went over the back.
And Central doing a nice job cutting off those passing lanes. I think Springborn really wanted to kick that one out. They get it into Holman. He hit one at the end of the first quarter. Can he hit one here? Very close, but it will not drop for Brookfield Central. Fond du Lac leading the Lancers 32-29. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station.
Do you want to buy from the #1 volume GM store in your market? Shop Madison? No way. The #1 GM store is in Janesville, Wisconsin. It's Fagan Chevrolet. Thanks to our many loyal customers for helping us to be the #1 dealer in the area. Are you ready to buy a new vehicle? For the biggest selection and best deals, visit the area's GM volume leader like everyone else does. Fagan Chevrolet Cadillac, 3601 East Milwaukee Street in Janesville, or on the web at faganchevrolet.com. Don't let those other guys tell you otherwise. We are #1.
Just once, I want these guys at Subway to talk to me about something besides food. Hey, Scott. Hey, Jim. You know that girl at the pet store? The redhead? She's asking about you.
The one who feeds the lizards and the turtles?
Yeah, you got something you want me to tell her?
Yeah, tell her that right now, Subway has a tasty Mediterranean chicken sandwich. Tender roasted chicken breast with crumbled feta cheese, black olives, and a tangy Greek vinaigrette dressing, all on fresh baked bread. It's an exotic taste from Subway.
Scott, you don't get out very much, do you?
Subway, eat fresh!
Fond du Lac with a 3-point lead over Brookfield Central as we get set to start the fourth quarter of this Division I semifinal. And here's your game summary, sponsored by Wisconsin's Genuine Community Banks. Financial power right here at home, on the web at communitybankers.org. Again, Fond du Lac, 50% free throw or 50% field goal shooting will win you a number of games.
A lot of ball games. They're shooting it well. Once again, Holman not getting the look, but inside to Thomas.
Thomas dishes. Siborowski, block Ross, foul Ross. So Central doing what it did to start the third quarter, and that's go inside to Joe Thomas. That time he was doubled, but he made the dish.
And it seems to me if Central's going to win this basketball game, they're probably going to win it right down on the blocks by going into the big people.
Ed Ross, 4 personal fouls. How long does Dick Diener live in? Get the hoping he's going to leave him in for now.
He has 4.
Has 4 personal fouls. Sidorowski 1 of 2. Gets his own rebound. Puts it up. No. Rebound Ross. Fouled from behind. Sidorowski giving his team a real big lift there, and good smart basketball. Going after his own missed free throw.
Yes.
You see what Fond du Lac did yesterday in the 4th quarter. Now a correction, Ross, 3 fouls.
3 fouls.
Yes, answering my own question that I posed moments ago, how long does he leave him in with 3 fouls? I would guess a long time.
Both the big guys get 3 fouls. Once again, being very patient on offense.
And getting that good motion. Sprader almost throws it away. Fondy tracks it down. Now they'll reset the springboard. Running Miller baseline. That's in with the ball. Inside Ross. No pass, throws it away.
Keener did not
dumping on the sideline.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Here we spent all this time complimenting them for the way they run their motion offense and guys doing the right thing.
Well, we always say, you know, make the good pass. Don't try to make the great pass.
But you can always do something on the next possession and make the coach forget what he was talking about. Now he gets a turnover, and they're right back where they started with some time elapsed, which is what you want if you've got the lead. And that lead is 2 points. Fond du Lac 32. Brookfield Central 30.
They're going to be able to get the ball down into Ross.
Turnaround shot. Thomas doing a nice job defensively.
Yes,
just holding his ground, contesting the shot, but not fouling.
Right. He's forcing him to shoot it from 12 to 15 feet.
Strickland, long 3-pointer. No. Long rebound. Schnell. Bucket. Big bucket. Daryl Schnell ties it.
Once again, the big offensive rebound.
4 points for Schnell. And again, more aggressiveness from Brookfield Central. That's what built them an 8-point lead. It's got them back in a tie game right now. Ross, once again on Thomas. Spins, goes up. No, rebound Thomas. Whistle.
Now he's got 4
on Ross. That's his 4th.
And you hit it right on the head, Bob. What Joe Thomas is doing to Ross is that he's really bodying him up and holding his ground and forcing him to take an unorthodox shot that he doesn't really comfortable with.
Let's take a look at it and let's watch Joe Thomas.
See, no room for him.
So many times the defensive player wants to swat at the ball and get the big block.
Exactly.
It's not as glamorous just to hold position and play strong, and that's almost kind of a lost art down there is knowing how to play physical without being a hack. The 2002 WIA tournament is brought to you by the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board, and that person right there, milk from Wisconsin's dairy producers. Remember to grab a tall glass of cold milk at every meal. Got milk? And she would say yes. Yes, we do. Got a tie ball game. 5:42 to go here.
And Ed Ross is going to have to sit down.
Oh, when do you bring him back?
Well, you know, if you fall 4 down, you bring him back in right now. If you can hold your own, then you probably bring him back in with 3 minutes to go.
Let's see if Brookfield Central looks inside. Yes, they do. Thomas, bodied from behind, and a foul is going to go on 44 Casey Weeds. So, with the big man out, well, we've got a big man. Let's find him.
Yes, and I think that's great strategy by Coach Adams. You just go right into Joe Thomas as much as possible now.
And 5 team fouls on Fond du Lac. So, Brookfield Central has been aggressive this whole ball game. Pick up a couple more fouls, and they'll be shooting 1-on-1. Thomas backing in on Dreschel. Off the glass, no. Rebound, whistle, foul. That's going to go on Sidorowski. Well, we talked about Lee Greschel's defense, and that time doing what Joe Thomas has done on the other end, just standing his ground.
Right, and boxing out. You know, you can talk. Nowadays, with the great leaping ability of a lot of athletes, they just go to the hoop. You don't worry about boxing out. But if you don't have that leaping ability, you better box out. And that time, Greschel did.
Good strong fundamental. Springboard off the glass. Good.
Nice. That kid is so impressive as a sophomore, and every time they needed a big basket, he's been the one that has gotten him that basket.
Listed as a sophomore, but not playing like one now. Tough shot in the lane. Thomas tracks down the rebound, goes up strong. No, look at the battle underneath. Guys colliding, but he comes out of their springboard. Now, Fondy running. They swing it. Miller, three-pointer. Yes!
And once again, Springboard was the one that created that because he went all the way into the paint and kicked it back out.
Mark Adams wants a timeout. Brookfield Central wants to chat about it. Fond du Lac scoring 5 straight points, and open three-pointers are a result of some hard work by other guys.
And you know, another guy you got to give some credit there was Matt Sprague. Matt Sprague made the extra pass because actually Springboard passed the ball to him, and he had a look, but he made that extra pass for the three.
And one of those things, you practice your fast breaks. Every team has its own philosophy on how you run it. On that time, Springboard did what he had to do. He tracked down the rebound, pushed it up court.
Right.
Sprader found a spot. Millage found a spot. Really easy for Millage to go charging into the lane looking for a loose rebound or trying to finish. He ran to a spot.
Exactly. No, it's an impressive show by Fond du Lac on that particular one, and all night for that matter.
10 losses on the regular season. A lot of teams thinking, what the heck did Fond du Lac get them? We didn't. I think we're starting to see how. Thomas going in on Greschel, and Greschel draws the foul. Well, Greschel's a physical ball player, but Thomas is a big kid.
Yes.
And doing exactly what he has to do and just going up strong. And not much Greschel can do, and now Greschel's got 4 fouls.
Right, and you got to give Coach Adams a lot of credit because they're going to the big guy right now. And Fond du Lac's fortunate that this isn't a chance for a three-point play.
And good coaching by Mark Adams, because a lot of times when you've got kids who are competitors and good ball players, everybody wants to be here, and sometimes you just need that voice of reason saying, guys, Joe Thomas is 6'8", carrying a lot of ball. Let's find him.
You know, and you made the question was how long do you keep Ed Ross out? And you know, it's a three-point game, and I've got to believe if Fond du Lac doesn't convert possession, then I think you bring Ed Ross back in because there's no tomorrow, and if he fouls out, he fouls out. But I'd rather have him out on the floor than on the bench.
And especially, I think you want to keep at least one of the two, Greschel or Ross, in there. But you're right, a very big possession now for Fondy. Here's Greschel. Gets it to Sprader.
Sprader's so quick.
Springboard to the glass. Lost the handle going up. Thomas, rebound. Lancers have numbers if they push. Mayfield will slow it down now. Three-pointer on the way. Strickland got it.
Some people might say that's a little bit unexpected. No, he's their three-point shooter, and so he's shot quite a few of them this year. Here comes Ed Ross.
Tie game, 37 apiece, just like you call it. You don't convert, now you got to get the big man in. Now let's see what Fond du Lac does. So many possessions. That motion offense has worked for Fond du Lac. Now pressure with the tie game. Fatigue even a factor too. Greschel goes up strong. Nice shot. 10 points, Greschel.
That's where you get that senior leadership, and he came through at that time.
Went up confidently. They dump it down low. Thomas off the glass and good. Great look, Steve Johnson.
Yeah, nice high low.
Well, both teams executing offensively. 6 points for Thomas.
Great game, tied with 2 minutes to go.
7th tie of the ball game. Milledge had a big three-pointer earlier this quarter.
Every possession is so important now. You need a good shot. Just need a good shot.
Greshel thought about going one-on-one. Here comes Springborn in the lane, little short.
It was a good shot.
Rebound Thomas. Well, he's converted on a couple of those and just left out one just a little short.
On the other end, you look for the same thing again. I think they're going to look for Thomas. They threw it away.
Lee Greshel sniffed that one out. Forces the held ball, possession arrow, pointing Fond du Lac's way. Let's take a look at how Brookfield Central tied this ball game. As you said, the high-low.
Beautiful.
We have a timeout on the floor. It's a full timeout. We'll take a network break to hear a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
A passion for learning. Excellence in education. Pride in sharing the rewards of accomplishment. That's why we established the Marshfield Clinic Science Award, presented to the students and teachers of each championship school. Winning at life, it's how you play the game.
Success on the court built on hard work, commitment, and support. The same values necessary to make Wisconsin's public schools great schools. Great schools place students in classrooms that work. Great schools depend on great teachers and staff. And ultimately, great schools benefit everyone. Please support the investments and initiatives that make our schools great, because every kid deserves a great school.
If they don't get the shot early, they probably...
Back at the Kohl Center, Fond du Lac, Brookfield Central all tied up. 39-39, 147. Bob Bradovich and Jerry Pettigrew. And Jerry, we're doing a little coaching off camera and talk about what Dick Diener may do on this possession.
Okay, I think the shot will either come early. If the shot doesn't come early, making sure that they don't have a turnover. If the shot doesn't come within 15 or 20 seconds, then I think then you're going to see a penetration to the hoop, and let's see if we can get to the free throw line. But I would not be surprised to see Coach Diener look for something off a double pick, maybe Millage off a double pick, but Springboard penetrates so well.
And Dick Diener does have Ross back in the ball game. You saw Ed Ross in his stat line earlier. And it's Springboard almost losing at that time, but a foul on Brookfield Central. That's the 6th team foul this half. Foul goes on Mayfield, just his first. So a non-shooting situation. They'll bring the ball in right next to Dick Diener. See the time remaining. It's been a good one here at the Kohl Center. And a 5-second call goes against Fond du Lac. Dick Diener going, what? And now a whistle, and Ed Ross is going to adjust his shoe.
I thought for a second they would call Springboard for the elbow.
Yeah, I did too.
Now it all changes on the other side.
Well, Central, the same kind of thing. Look for a shot early. If not, maybe milk the clock.
I think you look for Joe Thomas.
That's him with the ball. Pump fake. Another pump fake. In the lane. He's got to get out of there.
3 seconds.
There you go. 3 seconds. So, offsetting turnovers. And we're right back where we were a little bit ago with Fond du Lac having the basketball. He just got caught up there, you know, hoping he could draw Ross off his feet, but Ross didn't leave his feet.
Now, you want to see great movement on the part of Fond du Lac. Keep the basketball going. Get everybody moving this time.
We will play for the state championship tomorrow night against Madison and Follett. One of these two teams, we haven't decided it yet. Greshel, torn to the glass, and Greshel made it. Foul!
The senior coming up big when they need him.
Lee Greshel probably playing his last competitive basketball game, or he will in this tournament. He will concentrate on football when he goes to college next year at the University of North Dakota, but he'll remember that right there.
Yes, and that was a big-time move.
5 of 6 from the field for the senior. Three-point play. Three-point lead. Fond du Lac and the team with 10 losses go to the state championship game. Well, we still have some time before we can answer that question. And a knockout punch landed by the Cardinals, but can Central get up off the mat and respond?
Well, big thing right now, Bob. Let's say you're the coach for Fond du Lac, and you're up by 3. Do you tell your kids to foul to put them on the line? Well, or do you allow them to shoot a 3 to tie it up? Or you go for the quick basket. Let's go, if you're Coach Mark Adams, you say, let's go into Joe Thomas. Let's go into Joe Thomas, and let's see if we can get the quick hoop, call timeout.
I think if I'm Dick Diener right now, well, you're putting me on the sports guy, but I would say play him straight up defensively. And one reason why the guy you'd be most concerned about from the three-point arc, Luke Holman, has been awfully quiet since the first quarter.
Excellent point, yes.
If they hit a 3, well, you're tied. You know, if you go inside, if you let him have the 2-pointer and you don't foul him,
right,
well, you still have the lead.
Right.
So let's see now. Fond du Lac will drop back and play some half-court defense. Holman and Thomas in the ball game.
I think they really cover the perimeter and make sure that he don't get the 3.
Try to set some picks from up top to get home in the basketball. But Fond du Lac playing the defense. Almost losing it. Strickland picks up the pivot foot, traveling. Costly turnover, Brookfield Central. Now, Fond du Lac basketball. Dick Diener will make the substitution. 31 Saberlick. Ball handler.
Good free throw shooter.
Good free throw shooter, exactly. He'll come in. We've got another timeout. Full timeout. We'll step aside. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
If you think we only offer insurance, if you think we only offer them innovative financial ideas, if you think we're only for farmers and ranchers, think again. Insurance, investments for everyone.
In Wisconsin, your insurance agent.
There is a place where progress is made, where innovations and discoveries happen every day, and people are dedicated to finding answers, like a program with one purpose: to keep children immunized. By forming unique partnerships, immunization rates have dramatically increased and are the highest in community history. It's discoveries like these that happen every day at a place where the future of medicine lives. Brookfield Clinic.
Here's the situation. 28.5 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Fond du Lac up 3. Cardinals have the basketball. We posed the question on the previous possession when Brook Central had the ball. Do you foul right away? What does Brook Central do right here?
I think you go for the steal. If you don't get the steal, you foul right away.
Mayfield all over Sprader. And Mayfield picks up the personal foul. Fond du Lac in the bonus. Now Matt Sprader, the senior, shoots 78.6% from the line on the season. 2 of 2 last night in the win over Rice Lake. Got 6 points.
And you got to believe that Coach Diener, he knows who shoots the best from the free throw line, and he wanted that ball in Matt Sprader's hands.
Defensive substitution now as Ed Ross comes into the ball game. We get a look at Daryl Schnell, the senior, not his last ball game. Sprader now 2 of 2 from the line. Boy, Fond du Lac free throws a huge key last night.
And these two key tonight.
No question about it. Do it till it's a 5-point lead. Central. There's Holman. Hard time getting that shot. He gets that one off. No. Rebound tipped around. Who's got it? Central's got it. Mayfield is swinging. Strickland, long three-pointer, short. Rebound, Greshel. Foul. 5.5 to go. Fond du Lac. Close. Is on this one.
Right. This has been a good basketball game, Bob. Well coached on both sides. Your heart's got to go out to Mark Adams. Brookfield Central's got an outstanding basketball team. They did everything well here tonight. It was one of those games that came down to who was going to make the big play at the end. And Greshel, who's on the line right now, really made the big play.
And now substitutions in as Dick Diener gets some guys into the ball game. Springborn coming out. Ross coming out. Millage coming out. Pat Randlin, number 11, 43 is Ross Schumacher, 32. Jim Dillon, 25, Kyle Shepard. So, 5-point lead. Greshel, 13 points. Can't make it 14. Shot on the way, Strickland. No, this ball game is over, and the Fond du Lac Cardinals will be playing championship tomorrow night. Fond du Lac knocking off Brookfield Central in this Division I semifinal. Your final 34-39. Now, a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station.
March Madness is here, and Blaine's Farm & Fleet has cut prices all over the store.
Check this out.
Get a DeWalt heavy-duty 4.5-inch angle grinder, $79.99. The Fleet has the RotoZip 5-amp 4-speed spiral saw, $179.99. And pick up the Porter Kit power compressor and 1.5-inch Brad Naylor combo kit, $249.99. At Blaine's Farm & Fleet, finding value is a slam dunk.
At American, shopping for a while has never been easier. We carry so many of the top brands, like Whirlpool, Maytag, Frigidaire, GE. We want you to have a choice. We also want you to have the low price, and that's easy because we guarantee it. Like this 8-cycle super capacity washer, just $279. We also carry front load and high efficiency models like Maytag's Neptune and Whirlpool's Calypso and Duet. American's appliance department, selection, the low price, and 0 interest till 2004. It's easy.
Often taken for granted, but not by us. Since 1947, Sam's rotary well drillers have been serving satisfied customers throughout Wisconsin. And we understand the responsibility of tapping into one of our most resources. With 8 rigs and state-of-the-art equipment, our experienced well drillers get the job done right the first time. Now that's something you can take for granted.
Fond du Lac fans, their Cardinals will play for a Division I state championship tomorrow night, and that's because Fond du Lac knocks off Brookfield Central in the semis 44-39. The Click It, Why Risk It play of the game is brought to you by the Department of Transportation and NHTSA. Buckle up so you can stay in the game. Lee Greshel of Fond du Lac going strong to the basket. Bucket and the foul. That's your Click It, Why Risk It play of the game.
Stay in the game, buckle up. Seatbelt save lives, it's evident. Realize it's the law when it's common sense. Death doesn't have to be the consequence.
Every 13 minutes, someone dies in a car crash. So wear your seatbelts, save your life.
Stay in the game, buckle up, fasten it. Seatbelt save lives, it's evident. Realize it's the law when it's common sense. Death doesn't have to be the consequence.
Fond du Lac Cardinals, the worst record of the Division I field, but Fondy will be playing for a state championship tomorrow night.
Couldn't be happier for Dick Diener. He's done a great job, and they're going to play for the gold tomorrow night.
A great job by Brookfield Central, but they fall just short tonight in the semifinals. Jerry, is always an honor for me to work with you. A pleasure.
It's been enjoyable, Bob.
Fun time, and we've got one more day of basketball. Championship Saturday coming up tomorrow. But first, we're going to take a look at the final stats of this ball game. Well, I tell you, you shoot 50% from the floor, you're going to win your share of ball games and hit 5 threes, and that always helps.
Yeah, they just did offensively. They were in the flow all night long. Defensively, they played superb.
Leading scorers on the night: Lee Greshel, 13 points. Sprader, 8. Springborn and Ross contributing with 7. Luke Holman, 11 of those coming very early, only 1 later. Great job by the Fond du Lac defense, and Luke Holman capping off a nice career. Mayfield and Thomas 6 apiece. So a lot of people thought Fond du Lac, well, how did they get here? Well, they're not only here, they're going to be playing for a state championship.
It should be a great Saturday.
Should be a great one against Madison Lafayette. We've got 4 championship games coming your way tomorrow. We'll get it started at high noon with Division 4. So for Jerry Pettigrew and all of our crew here at the Kohl Center, we're going to say goodnight. We'll see you tomorrow here on Championship Saturday. Good night, everybody.
The 87th Annual WIAA Boys State Basketball Championships are a sports exclusive of the Wisconsin division of Quincy Newspapers Incorporated and have been brought to you statewide by Marshfield Clinic, a leader in medical care, research, and education since 1916. Menards is proud to be a sponsor of WIAA High School Basketball and wishes your team the best of luck. Save big money at Menards. Rural Insurance Companies, providing a full line of insurance products for Wisconsin's families and businesses. Milk from Wisconsin's dairy producers. Remember to grab a tall glass of cold milk at every meal. Got milk? The Wisconsin Education Council encourages you to stay involved and lend your support. Every kid deserves a great school. And by Wisconsin. More to our state than ever before. Would we be without them?
Do you want to buy from the #1 volume GM store in your market? Shop Way. The #1 GM store is in Janesville, Wisconsin. It's Fagan Chevrolet. Thanks to our many loyal customers for helping us to be the #1 dealer in the area. Are you ready to buy a new vehicle? For the biggest selection and best deals, visit the area's GM volume leader like everyone else does. Fagan Chevrolet.